starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Back at LS, Kevin Harvick gave a shot to Kyle Busch's rear bumper in turn 1 with 7 laps to go, in which he put Busch up the track and allowed Harvick to take the lead and drive off to win Sunday's Cup race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The win is also Harvick's series leading 6th of the year and his 3rd career victory at the 1.058 mile track. Those 6 wins are also a career high for Harvick in a season, as his previous high was 5, in which he did it twice in 2006 and 2014. A few laps before Harvick's winning move, his crew chief Rodney Childers told him to do what you got to do to win. In the laps leading up to the pass, Harvick tapped Busch's left rear bumper twice before exiting turn 2 and once into turn 3. Here is Harvick explaining the move and more, courtesy of NBCSN.
Well, I just didn't know if I was going to get there again, and felt like that was my best opportunity to do what I had to do to win. I didn't want to wreck him, but I didn't want to waste a bunch of time behind him. So just got to thank everybody on this number 4, Busch Beer, Jimmy John's Ford for everything that they do, Mobile One, Haas Automation, Hunt Brothers, everybody from Stewart Haas Racing. What a great weekend.
He was also asked if he ever worried about those type of moves coming back to bite him.
Well, I mean, you do, and you worry about that stuff later. It's not as I wrecked him. It's the same thing as Chicago.
Harvick there was referring to the dramatic last lap between Busch and Kyle Larson, in which Busch got the win. Busch had kept on the lead the previous restart after beating Harvick and Aric Almirola off pit road during a caution that came out on lap 45. The race restarted with 39 laps to go. Here is Busch explaining that and more, also on NBCSN.
It's racing. We had a really, really poor performance today. Our interstate batteries Camry just wasn't there. Wasn't there all weekend. We kept fighting the same things all weekend long, and we could never make any gains on it all through practice, and we kind of struggled with it through the race. And Adam made some really, really good calls, some really good adjustments to just try to keep improving on it. My pit crew was flawless. They gained us all those spots on pit road to get us out front, to get us in that position, to have a shot to go after the win. And, we controlled the restart and drove away by a little bit, but we weren't the best car in the long run. All them SHR cars were really, really good today. They were all fast. So it was going to be hard to hold them off, and I was just kind of backing up and 3, 4, 5 corners in a row. And with a faster car, I'm not sure you had to do it, but he did. It's fine. How you race is how you get raced, so it's fine.
It is also the 4th time that Harvick and Busch finished 1-2 this season. Harvick was the winner 3 times previously. The top 5 was completed by Almirola, Martin Truex Jr., and Chase Elliott. The rest of the top 10 was completed by Ryan Newman, Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, and Jimmy Johnson, which rounded out the top 10. The race didn't start for 3 hours and 24 minutes due to a rain delay. The big 3 of Harvick, Busch, and Truex have won 15 of 20 races this season, which is 75%. Shows you how dominant those 3 have been. The last driver with 6 wins through 20 races was Busch in 2008, in which he had 7 wins through 20 races there. The next Monster Energy Cup Series race will be the Gander Outdoors 400 at Pocono Raceway on July 29th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBCSN. Shows you the domination of the big 3 again. And Harvick did what he had to do to win. It's racing. Specifically, it's exactly what he referred to what happened at Chicagoland when Larson and Kyle Busch had that contact, and the famous call by Dale Earnhardt Jr. The Broncos like, slide job! And that was a great call there. He did it twice after Rick Allen did it afterwards, like trying to take the lead. And that was just a great call by Jr. And that was an incredible finish. Even though Busch, he's an aggressive driver, he's had his issues in the past, especially with what happened with Ron Hornaday at Texas, specifically that one, in which he intentionally wrecked Hornaday of the caution during a Camping World Truck Series race, and as a result, that cost Hornaday the championship. And as a result, Busch was parked for the rest of the weekend, probably should have been for the rest of the season, since he was out of the championship anyway. But it goes to show you that how Busch does whatever he can to win, and seeing what he did to Larson gave Harvick the reason to do it to Busch, and Harvick just gave him a nice nudge out of the way. Nothing crazy. He tried to do what he could. Busch wasn't mad. He just said it was racing. But I expect, based on Busch's character and personality and his ego, he's going to get him back at some point. That's just who Kyle Busch is. just an ego-driven person, not the best guy out there, but he's a great driver, and he wins. So he does whatever he has to do to win. Harvick did that, and just another win for the Big Three. 15 out of 20, incredible. It just shows you that a lot of drivers this year could end up having winless seasons that would usually win in any other year because of the fact that these Big Three have been so dominant. And the fact that Harvick has never won more than 5 in a season, it's hard to believe, but now he's done it. And it's still only July, though. Like, they still have another 16 races to go in the season if you include the playoffs. So Harvick's definitely not done winning yet. He's going to win more. And let's just see how many more he can win. He still has yet to win at Pocono, which is where they're going next. So let's see if he can finally get a Pocono win, which he's never done before. And for Martin Truex, though, he was still not yet been able to win at New Hampshire, one of his 4 home tracks he has yet to win at. He's won at Pocono. He's won at Dover. He's not won at New Hampshire yet, but I'm sure we'll get a win there eventually. Though, even though now they only race there once a year because that other race was replaced by the Las Vegas race instead, as that one will now be in the playoffs instead of the second New Hampshire race. But fans were outraged because of that, because of the fact that because they're the only race in town, and the fact that now fans only get a chance to go there once a year. Fans were upset, but most people were not upset. New Hampshire is just not that great of a track. It's not that exciting. It doesn't provide the most exciting racing, besides yesterday, of course. But New Hampshire isn't the best of tracks, and I wouldn't complain if it was removed by schedule. It would move out the schedule completely. No disrespect to the New Hampshire fans or the track itself. I'm not a big fan of the track. It's just doesn't provide that much excitement, and it just shows you that Bruce Smith and most of those tracks are that exciting, with the exception of Bristol, for sure. Maybe Charlotte as well, but other than that, there's not much excitement out of the Speedway Motorsports tracks. So that's for sure. New Hampshire is definitely not one of those, but especially with most of those cheesy 1.5 mile tracks. But anyways, still though, I'm ranting on a little bit there. But still though, great win for Harvick though. It just goes to show you the Big Three continues to be dominant. No one else has been able to touch them. And 2 weeks in a row now, the Big Three driver has won. Truex winning at Kentucky. And let's see who will be able to win for the Big Three next week. Or will it be another driver? Who knows? It's incredible that 3 drivers have won 75% of races. That's just incredible. Just 3 drivers. This year looks like it could be the fewest amount of winners maybe ever, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see if other drivers can get the victory late, because that could really shape up the playoff picture. And if a new driver wins, that could definitely move the driver back, especially if they're out of the playoff picture. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. And can the Big Three continue to do what they're doing? So far, so good for them, as at least one of them keeps winning every week. And a lot of drivers are not going to victory lane as a result of that. But still, though, congratulations to Harvick for winning his 6th race of the year. Incredible. Career high, like I said. And it was incredible to see, and we'll see what happens after that. But still, though, good win for Harvick. Good move out of him. It's just racing, like I said. Racing is, you got to do what you can to win. I'm sure, like Dale Earnhardt, when he was racing, he bumped guys out of the way all the time. It's true, he did. He bumped a lot of guys, made a lot of guys angry. I don't want to get too much into that, since most of you guys probably already know, but Earnhardt was just that type of driver, and Harvick proved that to be like that here. He did whatever he had to do to win. Even though he hadn't won in 7 races, which I think was probably one of his longest winning streaks of the season, but he was able to get the victory late, did what he had to do. You got to keep winning, because it's important. With the playoffs going to Homestead, got to get as many wins as possible and rack up those playoff points. And Harvick has been able to do that. Now he has the most with 32. And Busch has 30, and Truex has, I think, 27. They're really bunched up at the top, and not a lot of other playoff points besides those 3, the Big Three. So we'll see what happens if these guys continue going. Let's see what happens at Pocono. And if Harvick can finally get a win at that track, which has eluded him, and the best he's ever done there was a 2nd. So let's see what happens there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. If you are brand new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.